I've always been a relationship first guy, and I've always hesitated with, "Hey, here's what I'm working on. Here's my goals. Can you help me?" How do you navigate that relationship?
I think like I'll use the new business as an example. I had to hire a whole team from scratch. And especially on this second entrepreneurial endeavor, I found it's easy to know what to do, a lot harder to actually do it and put emotions aside. So when I grew this team, I really looked for people smarter than me in each discipline, whether it was operations, HR, marketing. And that took looking at people and not looking at as competition, which is really hard emotionally, but saying, wow, like I'd be lucky to have you. And that's how I needed to put together my leadership team. So I think just really embodying that and saying like the people around me are actually smarter than me. I can lean on them, and my job is just bring them together. It's easier said, and people are like, that's a great idea. You should do that. A lot harder to actually execute on because emotions get in the way or ego, and it's really hard for leaders or entrepreneurs to actually not be in the forefront. Like I like to be behind my team, not in front of them.
So, going with that theme, because it's all just bubbling to the top right now. Because like, if you're the pro athlete, you're the person on the cover, you're the superstar,
Mhm.
you're the all the things. But if you're the head coach, you're seldom the star. So it feels like if we're going that analogy, it's like being okay being the back of house coach
Mhm.
and letting your team shine. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you're going to benefit and profit if the team does well.
Agreed. And when I was my first entrepreneurial endeavor, I learned when I was younger in my 20s. I was growing an aerospace engineering company, with my brother at 25, and we were doing pretty big things, just really young age. Aviation is definitely a you wait to your turn, and seniority matters. And I said, nah, I don't want to wait. I'm going to learn. I have a great upbringing. I get it. What I learned is I did a lot of stuff. I try to be the player way too much, and it would burn people out around me. And so I learned the hard way that trying to show everyone you could do the job and then lead it wasn't the best approach. And then also always being able to step in and do the job for them never actually helped the team and usually hurt. And so this time around, I want to think I'm a little more mature and say instead of doing the jobs, I need to delegate even at our small size a lot more. I may be able to give advice and direct or maybe do things in private that I think 10, 15 years ago, I would have just said, I'll do it myself or I can do it myself. And as cool as it sounded back then that I could do it, it wasn't good for the business. And I think that's any business, not just aviation. And so now it's more about looking at the team, just being the coach, but maybe helping guide if they have questions or they're out of their depth. But definitely making sure I'm the coach.
Yeah, for me, and I've talked about it many times, is I'm obviously, well, not obviously, but I'm in the SMU Executive MBA program right now, and part of me taking that adventure is doing exactly what you said and step away from the business a little bit and let the team actually rise to the occasion.
Mhm.
And I feel like we're doing okay with it. Like I'm out of the office way more than I'm comfortable with, but we're still here, so that's a benefit. But I ultimately I help, at least I hope it's helping me become more of a leader, and like you said, delegate versus do.
Yeah, and being uncomfortable is like part of the journey. Again, before I started this business, I know on paper like what to do. It's kind of like being healthy. I know what I should eat, what I shouldn't eat, and what I could do to be like at the best health, but I make choices on the way that derail that. In business, it's the same way. I know that I shouldn't micromanage. I know I should trust my team, but it's so much easier to say and preach. But in my business, it is like working out. You have to do it every day and be extra disciplined, and it's still to this day more uncomfortable and more painful than I thought and was ready for. So even on this journey, I'm extremely uncomfortable and I still feel like I get punched in the face every day and I have doubts. And I thought because I've done it before, I'm like, oh, this is, my second run doing this. I've learned a lot. It wasn't easier and I still wasn't ready for it.